Yo, yo, yo. In a bottle of rum. Yeah, you can tell I didn't have my rum today. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have my potent rum today. I'm sorry I couldn't hit that note for you, for all you fine individuals out there in the crowd today. Yo, it's your boy MM2K of PNTS Network and StadiaDosage back again with another SLS featuring MM2K. And woo, my God, this is going to be. It depends on how I'm feeling. This is going to be a special one because I think all of the topics that we are going to cover today are going to be considered special. It's just that at any given moment, and I can't even tell you right now my temperature because I've gone through a bevy of emotions since this morning. I'm going to explain what's going on. So I don't even know how I'm going to react to what I'm going to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to be lukewarm. I don't know if I'm going to be hot, piping hot to the point to where everybody goes, oh my gosh, MM2K is back at it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be sensible about it. Because I think the days of, all right, they kick dirt in your face, so let's just throw a little bit back. I think we're beyond that. I think we beyond that, and that really doesn't serve anybody. Now it doesn't. Where we've had to do that before, it's only because our backs were against the wall. And our backs ain't against the wall here. It's just something that really gets up under our skin. It's a personal thing that we got to deal with. And it doesn't matter friend or foe. Whenever I catch this happening, it really perturbs me. So it's more of a personal thing than it is somebody, trying to rock the foundation and throw us under the bus and all that other shit. None of that's going on. It's just people passionate about how they feel about stuff. And sometimes our passions can lead us down the wrong path. You know what I mean? How we feel. I always say this, and I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You can't be wrong about how you feel. It's about how you feel your emotions should be applied to everyone else. That's what makes you wrong. That's why I always say the phrase, if you like it, I love it. That doesn't mean that I like what you like. It means that I like that you're happy. With that said, let's get some music on. Does that make sense? I don't have to like what you like in order to appreciate your happiness. Because gaming is supposed to be a happy thing, not a cause for constant protest. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things that we don't like that are happening in the gaming space, but a lot of it is self-inflicted. Meaning, for instance, we don't like the fact that AAA games are coming out buggy and games are coming out unpolished and stuff like that, right? But if you look back at it, the games are coming out that way because we're making it that way. We want a AAA game every 5 minutes. We want it we want God of War on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. We want it every other day. And we only want to pay $60 for those games. Where games, 20 years ago were over $60 in certain instances. It's cost more. The price to develop a game. I remember, now we're talking about Dead Space coming back to certain platforms. I guess they're going to do a remake. And we out here, the Stadia crew, we out here, True Blue. It's like, can that game come here too? You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect platform. You know how we do. It's what we do. And I remember, you may not remember this. A lot of people may not. Even the people where I had this conversation with today may not remember this. This is why lineage is important. But I remember this. Remember when Dead Space first came out and it was revealed how much it costs to make and market? Well, now I think Dead Space came out in 2008, the original. And they revealed how much it cost to make and market. Anybody remember how much that was? If anybody remember how much that was? I was gonna give y'all a free gift certificate, but all y'all gonna do is cheat, look it up online. I don't trust none of you mofos. I was just about to I'm gonna give somebody a $25 gift card if they remember. No, this I gotta remember. This is the days of the internets. This ain't like way back in the day in WKRZ radio, you know what I'm saying, with no internet. And hey, anybody that can guess this? Anybody guess this, you know, we'll get them a Dodge Omni. No. 50 million. It costs 50 million for Dead Space to be put together and marketed. And I remember back then, because around that time the average AAA was still like, 10 million. I was still a lot. Oh my God, 10 million. Right? So because of that, you guys let me know if the volumes are too loud. I'll outdo Kanye rants. Nah, I don't know if I can outdo his rants. But so everybody was up in an uproar when the games cost 50 million. So now they've gone from 50 million to 500 million. Halo Infinite was rumored to cost $500 million to make and market. And look at all the problems that it has. It's missing essential parts and all. Still with at least $500 million. Right? And that's why you see a lot of heavy microtransactions. I remember 10 years ago, they tried to make it to where, remember if you bought used games, they were you had to pay $10 to do the online multiplayer, a whole bunch of stuff. So we created this dynamic because of the demand, but the support, which is the time and the fundage, isn't complete. So we got to deal with that, right? But in response to a lot of that, we've unfortunately, instead of self-reflecting, we want to blame other gamers who are getting what they want because you don't get what you want. And that's what I don't like. We had a situation today that I'm going to talk about after I shut out the chat. We had a situation today to where I think it was a fruitful conversation. And I'm not going to name any names of the people that I had the conversation with, but I think it's one to cover. And then we're going to get into the rest of the news. With that said, let me shout out everybody that's here in the chat. Because without y'all, I can't do nothing. We got Jake718 in the house. Geek the Sneak says, hey, yo. We got 4 Scars Gaming. He's here in the house. The man from Uncle. He says, you gonna do Kanye rants? No, man. Hey, yo. Dusty Iran in the house. Jake718, he says, oh, is this a ranting stream? He says, what are your thoughts on Stadia gamers using energy consumption against the consoles? Have you seen this? I don't know about that. And that actually, Dusty, that's a great question. Because we've actually debated that internally within StadiaDosage again. Bulls for Life and Out. Let me know if the volumes are good and everything. Because we were working on an article that talked about that. And yes, for your own energy consumption in your house, that's true. But of the amount of energy that's used up at these cloud farms, these server farms, I don't know about that one. So again, I wouldn't use the argument. There's clearly a benefit there, but I wouldn't use the argument energy consumption. I would say, what's the term? As far as your power consumption bill. Yeah, you're definitely saving there. Like, for instance, the answer I hear a lot of times from these unwise creators that are in the dedicated device space. You'll often hear them say things like, well, I mean, if you're tired of updates and downloads, just keep your game system on sleep mode or something like that. I'm here to tell you, someone who had a PlayStation and an Xbox, that I kept both of them on sleep mode. When I stopped doing it because I started playing Stadia, my light bill went down $40 a month. Period. $40 a month. It may have even been higher. Because I remember I got two master PCs and I have a lot of stuff running, but I'm cognizant of my energy consumption. A lot of people don't realize that the thing that consumes the most energy from your PC setup is your monitor. So I always make sure, my brother taught me that. So I always make sure that my monitor is off. And, because my PC will normally go into sleep. It's just, if something's active or running, it'll keep your monitor running. So I gotta, you gotta be cognizant of that. So that actually is the thing that a lot of, with their setups. I'm not saying that monitors consume more energy than PCs, but normally when you step away from your PC, you go to bed at night, if you still got that monitor running, it's going to be a problem. And your best bet is to make sure that the monitor not only is like not active on a desktop, but it's not even in the black phase. Like, I have 3 monitors and I got to make sure, I got to actually sit for a few moments. I'll turn off my main monitor, and if my other monitors remain black, that means there's something running on my PC that's keeping those monitors on. So then what I got to do is go back in and make sure that I shut everything off. Like, if I leave Discord running, now if I leave a simple application like spreadsheets open, it's not going to be a problem. But if I got Discord running or something like that, it's definitely going to be a problem. You know what I mean? So just something to think about when it comes to that energy consumption thing. But it's a great question, Dusty. And I appreciate it. And it's one that we've debated here within the StadiaDosage team because, people had thoughts about that. And then we had to say, whoa, but what about the server farms? Like how deep are those server farms as far as, conducting energy? You know what I mean? So, all right. With that said, who else do we got up in the house? We got Bulls for Life. And then we got Lagon Tiburon. What's up, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, brother? Jamie Reed, what's going on? Yeah, tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live. Let me see. We are live. We are live. Join our open mic. Okay. Jesus Christ. I hate that. We are live. Join our open mic session. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I just want to mention one more thing too, guys, before we get started. I have over the weekend, I made the announcement that we have a new sponsorship through the MM2K Gaming wing. No, MM2K Gaming represents my game streaming brand, the game streaming brand for MM2K. Me, MM2K, when I'm on Twitter or anywhere else, you know, I chop it up about any and everything. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, martial arts, whatever I want to talk about that day. Basketball, whatever. MM2K streaming is solely for game streams. I might retweet other PNTS network stuff from there. But again, that's the game streaming brand. So we're a sponsor affiliate with Rogue Energy. Proud to be working with them and helping them to promote the product because it's a great product. What Rogue Energy is it's a blend of like vitamins and different things to, you know, give you energy while you're playing games and stuff like that. They have gamers in mind. It doesn't give you jitters. It you know, it's not chalky, tastes great and all that other stuff. So definitely swing by one of my game streams where you can get like the link to get this stuff and get a free code. Geek to Sneak is down with it. Shout out to Ray347 in the house is gaming sideboard. Good to see my brother as always. But Geek to Sneak is down. You know what I mean? He's a really shout out to Geek. He's the one that like say, hey bro, you need to, you know, check these mugs out because they got a good product. And he ain't never lied. All right. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. I was going to do a game stream early, but I kind of got caught up and sidetracked by what I'm about to talk about right now. Okay. So, let's get into it. So the Outbreak series by Dead Drop Studios. Shout out to them. For those that are not familiar, we'll just go over the history real quick. Someone saw the game, referenced it, you know, to the Bring It to the Stadia campaign that we do organically. The main developer, Evan, shout out to Evan, who wasn't familiar with the platform, said, oh, I don't know what Stadia is or whatever. He's like, well, look, I'm the lone developer. I don't know much about this platform. You know, I'm the single developer, you know, or resources are tight as far as supporting anything else. If you guys really want to see this on the platform, you know, maybe pick up one of the previous games somewhere else, see if you like it, you know, because this may not be for everybody, but see if you like it, you know, if there's enough groundswell, maybe I'll move from there. That was a bold approach, very bold approach. It even caught me off guard at first because I was like, is this guy just being dismissive of the Stadia community? And I had a lot of pro Stadia people that just want to support everything coming to the platform. They asked me the same question. He said, what's this all about, right? So then we actually did an interview with Evan because what ended up happening, which we weren't aware of at the time until he told us, is that so many people were interested in getting that game on the platform that they simply did that. They went out, you know, this cheap game, you know, not that expensive. Went and bought a copy on other platforms that they may have had, a PC copy or whatever. May have tried it out and said, yeah, definitely bring this to Stadia. And then they've messaged him as well and said, yes, please I bought a copy of this iteration or this one in the series, bring it to Stadia, right? It took him by surprise, he said. And he saw like a groundswell of just support and an uptick in purchases. And he said, I knew it was the Stadia community. After that, he said, oh, okay, all right, now this is going to be worth really me diverting from my already difficult task of supporting these major platforms, which were PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, as a single developer and me trying to get something out there for Stadia. So he talked to Stadia. I don't know what happened in the conversations, whatever, but after he talked to them, you know, everything got on board. And With the continued support from the community, they were able to strike out a couple of deals. Deal number one that we know of is that Contagious Memories is coming to the platform, right? Deal number two is that he is, depending upon the events of the Kickstarter, he is working on bringing Shades of Horror, his latest next-gen iteration of the series. He's looking to bring that to all major platforms, including Stadia, which is awesome. Now, granted, people that have tried the game, not everybody is excited about the campaign, and who's excited about every campaign? Like I jumped head over heels for Project Z. Everybody wasn't excited about that, but the people that want that game, they're going to invest into it. I'll give you guys an example. I am very happy that people band together and brought Sky Climbers together. I looked at Sky Climbers, didn't interest me. I am one that will support things coming to the platform because I like to see it grow, whether it's for me or not. I just haven't supported Sky Climbers yet. Not because I think it's a horrible game. It's just it's not for me right now. And every time I get together and say, oh, let me drop something on there, I always get distracted and I go elsewhere, right? So, and these are all, I mean, we're talking Project Z, the Sky Climbers people. And who else? They're all small developers, not all the experience in the world, but what's the problem with more options, as people are thinking? And they like what they see. They've done their research, and they're like, okay, bring the title to here, and we'll take it from there. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Since our original conversation with Evan, the head developer over at Dead Drop, he's been very transparent about everything involved in the process, including talking about the Steam scores. He talks about all that stuff in I believe the first interview. And then I brought it up again in the second interview that we did at Stadium Connect North. People who have played it, one of which is Ninja Guy X, who, I don't care what you say, and I'm not trying to bring him in this, but I don't care what you say, but 99% of the people that want to shame others into what they like and make them seem aloof, you can't do that to Ninja Guy X. Remember, Ninja Guy X came into Stadia community prominence because of the fact that he did so well in the Stadia Community Championships and is such a skilled gamer. And he's shown us that. So excuse me if gamers like Ninja Guy X, who's played the series, has talked about the maturity of the series, along with other people that I've actually gamed with and that I trust, say, you know what? This may not be for everybody, but I see the progression in this and I see how this is getting better. And even playing the Shades of Horror demo, I see even more progression. And for people that are fans of retro horror, yeah, let's get this on the platform. Let's support it. Or if you just want to see the game there and you want to help support it, let's do it. If you want to go help support your fellow gamer and ensure that a game is there for them, go ahead, do it. It's your money. Do what you want to do. If you look at it and you don't want to do it, fine. Even the developer said that. The developer even said, try out the game, play it. If it's not for you and you don't want to support it in advance, just wait till the game comes to the platform and make a decision if you want to buy it then. He said that. So excuse me if under all that transparency and the fact that people that I know, that I play games with, that I know have good gamer prowess, tell me something other than Jim Bumklutz from Wasaki, Virginia, that I've never met before. Excuse me if I don't want to listen to his babble on the internet, but you do. I don't need another grown man to bite my sandwich and tell me if I like it. And this is where someone who's a data analyst, project manager, collect data, look over demographics and things like that for a Fortune 500 company. This is where I think we get too robotic. And I think this is a young thing. Trust me, it's happened to me. I've built programs for Fortune 500 companies, won awards for them, even helped our competition with the stuff that we've drafted, dealing with uniform commercial code issues and people trying to use loopholes to get access to things that they're not entitled to. Won awards for that. So I get it. When you're young and you do a lot of coding and stuff like that, you start to think in a robotic nature. And it becomes about data and estimates. But this is art. And the best way to observe art is to observe it. Not crunching numbers, technical barber. It ain't none of that. It ain't none of that Maxwell Get Smart stuff gonna tell you how good art is. It's subjective. You gotta do your own research and find out. Guess what Evan has provided? 3 interviews on Stadium Connect North. An AMA where he said, come and ask me any questions. Also, he has a streaming channel where he addresses a lot of this stuff, and his most passionate testimony that we're going to talk about, that's where that came from. And I feel like I'm missing something. This guy's been accessible. So while we're sitting there on the internet talking to ourselves in the corner, yeah, man, I don't like this thing. I don't know about this thing or whatever. And I think this is a travesty to the community. Have you reached out to him and talked to him? I have. I've talked to people that play the game. I played a little bit of the series myself. I want to code. This is where I go back to my phrase, if you like it, I love it. Again, I don't mean I like what you like. I like that you're happy. And too often, when people are happy and they're all congregating somewhere and they go somewhere and they're enjoying themselves, you're not happy because that's not your type of thing. That's when people start throwing the TP and the rocks and, trying to, mess up your groove. Let me give you an example. I love all types of music. I talk more prominently about hip hop because that's my favorite type of music. But I've had a wild childhood where I've listened to everything. I'm friends with everybody. Any type of person on the planet, I'm friends with them all. My mother would just crack up because she's like, I don't know who you gonna bring in this house next. I'm friends with everybody. I've always been that way. I can connect with anybody. So I've listened to hip hop. I've listened to rock. I've enjoyed, alternative music, heavy metal. Like when I was growing up, it was nothing for me and my friends to walk around the neighborhood blasting first LL Cool J and Run DMC, take that tape out, and then put in some Danzig or some Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Take that out. You know what I'm saying? Put in some Prince. Take that out. Put in some Alice in Chains. And we was just all over the place. But the one music, and then as I got older, as a VP within my department, and then I have to go travel, meet with clients, you know, and being exposed to auctions, silent auctions, you know, where they give the good alcohol and cheese. Silent auctions are horrible. I got horror stories for them. That cheese and wine is deadly, son. But you know, you go to a silent auction, you go to the classical show or whatever, trying to entertain a client. You know, I even throw in classical music in my foray every now and again. And in between more like a pop classical genre, you probably never heard of these people. Maybe you have. The Cocteau Twins. You ever heard of the Cocteau Twins? I'm a fan of the Cocteau Twins. Look them up. They're two sisters that sing in an opera style, but it's kind of more of it's hard to describe it. I like the Cocteau. I love everything. But the one style of music, now this is where, now forgive me, y'all. The one style of music I could never get into. It's just me. The one style of music that I could never get into is country music. I could just never get into country music. I can't. Just me. I'm not down in the music or anything. People have shown me modern songs and stuff like that, and I just can't get into it. It's just a preference thing, right? So say one day I'm walking by a tent and I see a bunch of people jamming out and they're having a good old time, but they're listening to country music. And I'm looking and I'm salty because I'm like, damn, I want to jam out too, but I can't jam out to this. And these people are happy, all to screw this. And I walk in the tent and I start trying to cause disarray. Yeah, you know. Now bear with me now. I'm just being lower than the snake's belly. Yeah, I wish I could jam out with y'all, but the different prejudices that they say about country music, and people are like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like this there's nothing prejudiced about the song that we're listening to, this artist. Like, get out of here. Yeah, I would listen to country music, but you know, they say Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus had a secret thing going on. What? We're not even playing Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, what are you talking? Like, get out of here, dude. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I can't just go home and find what I like. I have to poop in your cornflakes because you're having fun with something that I don't like. And there's too much of that in the gaming community. Too much of it. Simply put. And look, I get the apprehension about any Kickstarter or any game. And I'm gonna tell you this, because I talk to a swath of people. I'm not like y'all that just sit in your own bubbles. And you know, I talk to Stadia lovers, Stadia haters, people that may love certain games, that may not like the games coming in. I talk to everybody. Because they all reach out to me. Open door policy. My boy Aminar, one of our biggest supporters of this platform. I don't think he ever said a nice thing about Stadia, and he never will. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, just to help y'all understand, I talk to everybody of a particular mindset. I won't say I talk to everybody, but I talk to people of all types of mindsets. I even talk to Stadia supporters who looked at Project Z and other campaigns, Sky Climb, and said, no, I'm not going to support it. I just don't like it. I like the traditional way that games are brought up and whatever, and I'm not going to do no Kickstarter. Forget it. I've had people ask me questions about Outbreak. This guy's aggressive. You know, with this, that. Well, look, he's a hustler. I can dig that. When you're a single, developer and your time is limited and resources are not, you ain't got resources like Ubisoft. There's a way that you make it. You know what I'm saying? I get some of the questions. I had them too at first, and then I talked to the guy, looked over things thoroughly, and said, okay, that makes sense. And then talked to people that actually played it, that I got engrossed in it. I mean, I don't want to say engrossed but I played it as well. And I said, okay, I get it. But a lot of you are asking questions and saying things in an absolutist fashion when the answers to the questions that you're asking are already out there. Like the individual I was addressing today. I've never seen anybody write so much about something that they have limited experience on and they're going off of what somebody else says when it comes to subjectiveness to a game. Like, how do you find these words without experience? And that's the sad state of gaming right now. I think it's a young thing. I think it's a young person thing. I get it, because I've been there before. You get so revved up with energy and you want a cause that you want to fight for, and you end up armchair quarterbacking a lot of stuff, and you're you're in the field, particularly me, because I was doing, a lot of my magic when I was young, in my early 20s, and I would have to battle against people in their 40s and 50s that just curled their lips and was like, well, I've been here longer. I get it. So to make up for their experience and their lineage, I had to use my brain power to armchair quarterback scenarios, and I understand. But there's just some things, there's some conclusions that you can't come to unless you either have the experience or your experience is as close to home or close to the chest as possible. I don't care what Jerry Cummerlink said in Norfolk, Virginia. I got Ninja Guy X and like 5 to 10 other people that played the series and give me, word by word things over the stuff that I've played. Why would I listen to somebody that you don't even know when I know people? What is this gaming community coming to? I don't want what you're selling. Stop it. It's as simple as that. Not here to convince anybody. The developer isn't here to convince anybody. They said this isn't for everybody. But if you feel it might be for you, or hell, it's your money. You do what you want. If you want to support a game like how I'm going to do with Sky Climbers, if you want to support the game coming to the platform just to increase the ops, do what you do. But let me talk to my young fellas here, because this is where I see the problem with, and I get it. My young fellas, not saying you're arrogant, but I'm saying there's this tendency to lean towards an arrogance to where we think we have to fight and battle and make decisions for other people because they're too stupid to make them on their own. Another prime example. Shout out to my homeboy Randolph Thor. 19. Y'all know Randolph Thor 19. He's a prominent Xbox content creator. He's the co-host of the show Podcast 2, the man with the million. He got up to 1 million gamer score. And met Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg and Major Nelson and all them. And was part of a bevy of podcasts that were connected to BGST/Broadband Bullies, you know, where I was groomed at, you know, and my brethren, the Broadband Bullies, right? So I've had a bond with my homie Rand, and he just celebrated a birthday, I think last week. So shout out to Rand, happy birthday, brother. Always been the most respectful and kind to me, even when he's always been bigger in the community to me. And even when me and him didn't agree, when I started to change my philosophy on gaming as it related to Xbox, and he secured his even more, he's always been respectable to me. I've asked him for favors and he's done it when he didn't have to. You know, other podcasters that were Xbox centric, that were part of our network, when I've asked him to come through, he's come through for me. That's my bro. I got much love for Randolph Thor. It's my bro. But you know me, sometimes I wake up and I choose violence. Rand gets it. Rand understands it. He don't take it personal, and I don't take it personal. And look, Rand got me good one time about Stadia. I can't remember what he got me real good. He had me, that's my bro. I love him. Rand, one day though, he came out and dogged Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And what I felt he was doing was, again, I complained about this before, where certain gamers, they come off this high from games like God of War and Elden Ring, and everything subsequent after that, it don't matter what it is. It could be a platformer, a racer, a bakery simulator. If it ain't on the same level as God of War or Elden Ring, it's a zero, right? I felt like that's kind of what he was doing. So he was dogging Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And then Mikey Barr, shout out to Mikey Barr, formerly of Xbox, now of Activision Blizzard. He chimed in. He was like, yo, why don't you like this? You know what I'm saying? And I love Mikey Barr. He's a good dude. And Rand gave his 2 cents, right? So I chimed in, you know. Rand don't know what he talking about. Rand this, and I made a video on it too. Which I know tickled Rand fans. Like, look at this dude. He's going all out of, you know. I woke up that day and I chose violence, right? But the reason why I brought that up was Ghost Recon Breakpoint may have not been the greatest game ever, especially following Assassin's Creed, Odyssey, you know, Spider-Man, and what's it called? But I feel like that game and Rage 2 or whatever, they fell victim to, again, the precursor games, which were great. And we need developers. Every game doesn't have to be a 10. Every game doesn't have to have the best graphics. We need developers that operate in their lane, especially with the resources that they have. So if you hear a developer say something like, you know what I'm saying, look, we're making these steps and we're going to improve on this, and this is going to be great, and that's going to be great. Understand that those can be made within the context of the lane and the prism that they're operating in. They may seem just incremental to you, but to someone that's a fan of a specific genre, those could be great leaps. And I'm here to tell you, I mean, I don't develop for this game. I'm not getting a dime for how well this game does. But I can tell you, in talking to the developer, each Outbreak game has seen success to justify the next game. If that wasn't the case, a single developer with the limited resources that Dead Drop has they would have been stopped the series. You have game platform holders like Nintendo that have put the game on their platform. And we know how Nintendo scrutinizes stuff. I mean, everything on the Switch or Nintendo is a 10. Now, we can sit there and say, well, Microsoft and PlayStation don't take anything. But Nintendo doesn't. Also, what we got to understand, too, is we got to let go of this arrogance where we think we can save gamers. Like, we're the only ones with functioning brains here. Let's just say, let's play devil's advocate for a second. And then I'm gonna turn it over to the chat. Let's play devil's advocate and let's pretend that everything that people are saying about any said campaign, whether it's Project Z, Sky Climbers, Outbreak, whatever. Let's just say if it's true. So let's just say the game comes out, said game comes out, and people are like, oh, or it gets reviewed a certain way. Either one or two things are going to happen. Either that gaming populace are going to say, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have backed this because this wasn't worthy of backing. We're going to scrutinize it more now. Either they're going to do that or they're going to say, you know what? I enjoyed this. It was worth backing it. And they're going to keep doing it. There's nothing you can do to change that. See, people want to control, oh, well, I think this is shovelware and I think this is this, so I'm going to try to diminish it as much as I can. No, let the process go through its natural, organic flow. I get it if we want to make sure that all the information is out there. All the information's been out there since the beginning. The revelations of quote unquote today is nothing new. It's something that's already been hashed out and the developer already addressed. So it's either you're going to support it or you're not. Let the process play its way through. People will go, oh, nah, shouldn't have got it, or oh, I'm glad I did, and the world goes on. It doesn't hurt you at all. And if your concern is, well, I don't like these type of games, so therefore if you keep supporting them, then I'm going to start seeing more games that I don't like on the platform. Well, guess what? People only keep supporting what they like. So after that first time, if they do it again, guess what? That's the type of stuff that they like. And maybe you're an outlier to everybody else. Deal with it. Deal with it. My young fellas, this is a young fella thing. I get it because I've been there. Let go of that armchair quarterback arrogance where everybody is stupid, sitting in their baggy drawers, their baggy Fruit of the Looms, next to their grandmother in their dress socks. Yeah, Grandma, I know you only got $62 left for your medication, but but somebody convinced me, MM2K convinced me to go buy a copy of Project Z with the rest of our money for this starter kit thing. Oh, is that okay, Grandma? Please. In the back of your mind, to make it seem like you are the thought supreme, that may be what happens in households across the world, but that's not reality. People do research. People ask questions. People make decisions. They're either happy or they're not with their decisions, and life moves on. You are not the only ones out here with functioning brains. Stop that arrogant behavior. It's just my young fellas out here. My young yays, my young yay prone types, my Dreamcast boy prone types. That's where all that crap comes from, all that pent up energy. Oh, we gotta pick at something. If you don't like it, you don't like it, that's fine. If you want to represent other people that don't like it, that's fine too. But don't be dismissive. Don't undercut or don't try to demagogue those that do like it. Oh, they're defending shovelware. The type of people that defend this, they're defending shovelware. No. This is an increase to their options. They knew what they were doing because they bought the game when asked, and they still want to support it. And the growth is coming. They listen to the interviews. They listen to the questions. They listen to the streams, and now they're satisfied. Let them be. Doesn't mean you can't voice your displeasure, but to discredit other gamers and the developer because you don't like what they're putting out, that's a level of arrogance that's more corrosive to gaming than anything you think you're fighting. Oh, good grandma. You know there's only $35 in a pack of Chico sticks that we got left to live off of, but can I go buy this the Kickstarter pack for Sky Climbers? I swear it's gonna be fruitful. No, that's not how it happens. It's not how it happens. And again, I don't mean anything malicious to those that I was conversating with. One of the individuals, I'll say this. They've done more for the Stadia community than I ever have. Yes, I may be up here kicking the gospel today and telling the truth and curbing enthusiasms here, but it's only to a certain amount of people. To where the person that I feel that they passionately believe what they were saying, they've been able to reach thousands. They've done more in regards to Stadia, again, than I'll ever be able to do. And you can't take that from them. And I love them for that. I appreciate them for that. And I have no ill will to them. I'm not mad at them or anything. I don't like that behavior. I don't like, y'all know what gets me out of the box is anything that makes gamers feel like that they should be ashamed of what they like, or they need to stop celebrating something that makes them happy. It's crazy to me. Gaming is about enjoyment. If that what makes them happy, you are not a psychiatrist. Stop thinking that you can diagnose what people didn't research, what they did research from 80,000 miles away. That's that same philosophy that makes you think that because Bobby Goodloe wrote an article, him and his cronies wrote an article from 6,000 miles away, that I should take that in consideration over the people that I game with, that I know are true gamers, ain't got no agendas. And I'll say this before I turn it over to, and I'm gonna turn it over to the chat. I respectfully disagree. Again, and I'm gonna keep, and I've kept it classy in regards to not naming any names or making it about the person more than I am making it about the thought process. But I will say this. I feel like there were digs being taken at, I guess, StadiaDosage or how we're covering news. And I'll put it like this. We'll keep it classy. We've covered the negative things or the concerns that were being put out there because, again, people within StadiaDosage had them as well. But just because we cover something doesn't mean we give credence to it. Meaning, if I'm a reporter Now let's just say a world-class scientist is up on stage talking about global warming or whatever the case may be and how the polar caps are melting and this stuff that's scientifically proven. And this guy just walks up on stage with a hot air balloon and is like, the world is flat. I just proved it yesterday. I flew my hot air balloon and it just fell right back down. The world is flat. Okay, that's somebody yelling up on stage. We may look at him, the guy yelled up on stage and said the world is flat. And hot air balloon fell. Yeah, I mean, he'll get his 15 minutes of fame, but we're not giving credence to it because the facts don't say we should. We asked the guy the questions, and I know I did. That just proves to me that a lot of people are barking, but they ain't ate the dog food. They just bark, where's my food? And his bowl's right next to them. They just choose. They're too lazy to put their neck down and go into the bowl. I asked the tough questions both times I was there because they were asked to me. People got answers. I had people come back to me and say, you know what? I like how they answered. Now I'm cool. I'm fine. Thank you for asking that, MM2K. Some people said, well, I'm going to still just watch and see how things happen. And that's fine. And life goes on. People done bought Saints Row. They're happy to play Cyberpunk. Life went on. But a lot of people that are out here complaining that other people want to get involved with this. My problem is not if you don't want to get involved, that's your right. And I get it. But those that are so worked up that other people want to get involved in it, where were you at doing our interviews? Where were you at doing the AMAs? Where were you at doing the game streams? You were nowhere. You just want to sit in the corner, caveat the information that you want to caveat, then attack our prowess for news? We're going to keep it classy. We're not even going to go there. I just wanted to mention that. I'm very self-aware. I know how to connect the dots. We're going to keep it classy. All I'm going to say is that gamers, I know you're not dumb. You're going to indulge and entertain what you want to indulge and entertain. And you'll do the research and ask the questions as you see fit. Continue to do that. Don't let anybody out there make you feel bad for the decisions that you want to make. They're your decisions. And like I said, even though I really tip my hat off to really a particular individual that was part of this discussion, I'm glad they brought it up. I just got, I just called out my best friend the other day because for some bull jive he did. I just got to say, you did ask wrong for this one, bruh. You did ask wrong for the arrogance, not of you, but the arrogance that the thought process portrays. Wanting to make sure that people are aware of XYZ is fine. But coming off dismissive to people and then double it down on that. People trying to defend it, when there's there's no place for that in gaming. If you don't like something, or if you like something, that's fine. It's your right. And it's okay to congregate with like-minded people. But if the non-like-minded people are happy, let them be happy. You can engage whoever you want to engage. But I'm going to take the word of my brother Ninja Guy X. And like I said, the 5 to 10 others that I know play games. Not Charlie Babbitt across the Pacific Ocean that wrote a review. I don't know Charlie Babbitt. I'm gonna leave it at that. Now let's get to the chat. Lo-Fi Monk in the house. Yo, what's up? Hello, Stadian says Sammy Legend. Uh-oh, Ninja Guy X says, I have been summoned. He said, I'm never going to argue someone's taste in game music because you're right. It's subjective. Exactly. Yo, hey, Sanchez. Hey, Sanchez, did you get Sanchez? And then, oh, shoot. And then, well, Geek to Sneak, y'all got to let me know. Sanchez, what's the call came back? I don't know if you're on vacation. What's the call came back to me. So I ordered you another one. I want to make sure that you got it. Let me know if you got it, Sanchez, your plug and play bundle. Tape or cassette. Yep. It's something that I wanted to support. Yes. Oh, Milwaukee. Yeah, I had to crack it. I had to crack it open. And again, nothing against my brother I was having the spirited debate with. And again, it's not that you got to agree with me. I got to agree with you. But stop. Okay. This is why I brought up the Ghost Recon thing. So after me, Rand, and Yabar had chimed in on what Rand had to say, another good friend of mine, I forgot about this part, another good friend of mine hopped in and was like, yo, I agree with Rand, MM2K, because this, that, and I'm like, well, I like this and I like that. And so the dude had the audacity, he's young too, young guy. That's why I said this is a young guy thing. He said, yo, and you don't realize that if you keep supporting games like this, you're going to be getting more military shooters from Ubisoft. Duh! That's the hell what I want. And I ain't gonna front y'all. I cussed his ass out. I said, we keep it classy today. I cussed his ass out. Because my sons are like that. My kids is like that. Especially with my oldest son. I get it. You get in your 20s or when you're still young and you think you're smarter than everybody. I gotta remind myself all the time, you're not smarter than me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I've been gaming for 35 plus years. Longer than a lot of, look, I'm gonna stand on my easel, or not my easel, damn, I'd fall off an easel. I'm gonna stand on my pulpit. I've been gaming for 35 plus years, longer than most of y'all been alive. There ain't a damn thing you can tell me about gaming. A damn thing. Nothing. I've talked to developers, publishers. This all didn't just start with Stadia. This didn't even start with the broadband bullies. That's why I love when my brother John invites me and Ninja Galaxy invite me on Stadium Connect North, and I'm having such a good time because I've been talking to publishers and developers over a course of decades for various reasons. And I appreciate and applaud the work that they do. So I have a good time talking with them, laughing it up, chopping it up. There ain't a damn thing you can tell me about gaming. Nothing. Nothing. It's okay for you to like what you like. It's okay for you to want to congregate with like-minded people. But when you get to a point to where you're portraying that the non-like-minded people are stupid or slow or aloof for liking what they like, that's when there's a problem. Especially when you haven't done your own research. Not 90% of the questions that I addressed today have already been addressed elsewhere. I love Outbreak, but I can understand why someone, absolutely, 1,000%. 1,000%. Forrest Garston, is 45 considered young? Nah. Yo, just turned 48 yesterday. Hey, happy birthday to Lugo. Happy birthday to Lugo. All of you guys are young, well younger than me, says Bud. Post a convo. No, I ain't gonna do that. No, I'm not doing that. I don't even want to do that because, again, I feel like when I first approached this conversation, I thought that it was, I thought what I was dealing with was somebody that was discrediting a developer based upon not having their information. But then I quickly discovered that it was like, this is the hill that I want to die on. This is my fight. This is my thing. I got this thing and get shovelware. Like, another name I'm going to name. Like I told you, I know different podcasters. And a good friend of mine, even though I don't know if he thinks I'm still his friend, because the last interaction that we had, I had woke up and I chose violence that day too, is Jay Fonzarelli. Jay Fonzarelli of, what do you call it? What's that podcast? The Xbox podcast that comes on every Tuesday with Diller and them. I forgot. But Jay Fonzarelli got his own show too. I have no problem with Jay Fonzarelli. As a matter of fact, me and Jay Fonzarelli done chopped it up behind the scenes on some important matters. That's my bro. You know what I'm saying? I got love for Jay Fonzarelli, right? My thing is that, and I've talked to Jay about this, sometimes he gets on these stances, and again, anybody else that doesn't agree with him, they're idiots, they're dumb, and he got chill with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. So one of his stances is that we shouldn't pay more for games, and I'm on the opposite stance to that. And the reason why I feel like that is because I look at, again, the develop, like using Dead Space as an example. We don't went from 50 people going crazy over $50 million it's taken to develop a game to now we're at 500 million. You're not paying more for these games. The development tools are getting more expensive. Y'all done went from having 100 people develop these games to now 2,000 people, and now you got to outsource it. Of course the level of quality for these games are going to decrease. Of course these games are going to get more buggy, and you still want them in the same frequency. Now you want them even more often than before. Of course. So I said, let's at least do, I mean, that's just my thought process. Let's at least do our part and recognize that if you want quality, you get what you pay for. You might have to you go up $10 a month. I mean, damn it, $10 a game. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, especially during pandemic or whatever. But if you want, you get what you pay for. Like me and my wife were getting a new bedroom suit, right? So we've been looking everywhere. Now materials are scarce because of the pandemic. And I saw one that I liked. I was going to go buy it. My wife like smacked my hand, was like, no. She's like, it's not real wood. Check, I'm going to show you this, that. And I was like, but this is $250 cheap. She said, you get what you pay for. Because I wanted that $250 for something else. She's like, no, you get what you pay for. So if you want, she said, I don't want to be buying bedroom suits every 5 years. I want this bedroom suit to last us like the last one. Like a good, damn, my daughter is 29. I should know this. Yeah, 20 years. 20 years. Where we get that bedroom suit from? From one of them series where you know what I'm saying, where the people make it and it lasts forever. So you get what you pay for. So if we want better, more polished games, I get the statistics where games are costing less. That's because of the advent of mobile games. But that's just my argument. I would never go to somebody that doesn't want that and say, you're a dummy, you're an idiot, this, that. I would never do that. I would just say, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? We could debate it out. But my homie Jay Fonzarelli, he gets very hyperbolic when you don't agree with him. And that's that level of arrogance where Jay Fonzarelli's not an arrogant guy. He doesn't have an arrogant bone in his body. He's a good guy. But when it comes to that, he gets arrogant and calls people this, that, and the other, and y'all just want to defend companies. No, I just want better quality games, Jay. Now, Jay Fonzarelli ain't a young guy, but when you had that young guy syndrome, and I feel like if people don't check you and get you to look in the mirror and see what you're doing, It'll persist to you through your 30s and your 40s and whatever. But man, you look, people know how to make their own decisions. We're not sitting in our tidy whities spending up the last of grandma's medicine money, the last of her pill money, talking about grandma and we ran out of cold cuts. That's not how it works. People have functioning brains. They go out and they work. If they're earning money, then they must have a brain that regulates them daily to take them to that money that they're earning. Now, if you want to raise awareness of something that people aren't aware of, or if people are already aware of it and you want to discuss it because that's just how you feel and you want to sit with like-minded people, that's fine. But to feel like you got to break people out of the mental capacity that they have to agree with you, no. And you ain't got to agree with me. But understand, nobody should be downgraded because of what they like. And they ain't got to do what you got to do, what you want to do. Like I said, I'm 35 years. There's nothing about gaming y'all can tell me. Nothing. I know what I'm getting into, so I'm happy to support the dev. $200 later, haha! That's right, and you do it. Like I said, the Sky Climbers is not a game that I'm going to be into, but I'm going to drop some money on that too. Shout out to Geek to Sneak, who gifted 1 StadiaDosage membership. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. And Marcos Garcia Files was gifted a membership. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Marcos, you won't be disappointed. Especially if you win our next raffle, which, by the way, we're going to be doing the controller raffle this month. This is the controller month. We're going to do it this Friday during weekly checkup. Me and Smock is going to do it. All right. Oh, and we're going to be doing 2 raffles. Now that I think about it, we're going to be doing the controller raffle and the appreciation raffle for those that have supported the platform. You're going to get a premiere bundle. So we're going to do both of those raffles. I just tallied everybody up this weekend. So we're going to be doing both of those raffles this Friday. So if you're not a member, you're not going to find out until Sunday. But if you are a member, you'll be able to find out this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time who won both of those raffles. All right. Yeah, like I'm gonna keep it real. I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. Now, the one guy, like I said, that I've been talking to, I don't think there's anything really malicious. It's just, like I said, just a little sprinkle of an arrogant approach to this. But I passionately think that they feel like that there's something awry here. I do believe that they feel that. I just think that they're wrong. That's all. But there's another guy that's involved. Let me say this about this other guy. I gotta keep it real with you people. I gotta keep it real with you. The other guy that's just trying to get it on the side, start some stuff. He ain't my favorite person. I just gotta put it out there. There's another way to do it. Another way to say it, but to say it. Ain't my favorite person. He ain't getting no fruitcake from MM2K this holiday. And what's really disappointing about this is that this individual is part of a group, which I'm not going to name any names, but I really like their work. They do a lot of great stuff. And I don't always agree with their takes on it, but they're funny, they're smart, they do the research, except for this guy. This guy just parades the internet as of late and trying to shock jock his way into prominence. And I feel like he's getting attention because of his association to the rest of the group who knows their stuff that really does the damn thing. That guy's just he's just trying to get his rocks off on shock jocking his way through social media. I don't even pay him no attention, really. I mean, I gave him a little something where this conversation was had and just left like. Please, shoe fly, don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, the other person I still got the utmost respect for. They've done more for the community than I ever have and possibly ever will. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they woke up, thinking, how can I sink this ship just to be evil? I just think that they're mistaken. And they made the mistake of not doing the research before they came to this conclusion. And again, if they did the research, it doesn't mean they're going to like the game or say, you know what, this is the greatest game ever. They may still say, you know what, I'm not expecting much from this game, but, I really don't see nothing awry here. There's this stench that somebody's is trying to do something nefarious, that the developers trying to do something nefarious here with this campaign, and that gamers are too stupid or too unaware to catch it. They've already addressed this at the beginning, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't being a superhero, you ain't being a homelander to anybody. We've already addressed, we've already been here. Do the research and catch up with the rest of us. But if some people did the research, they found out, they was like, yo, okay, now my questions is answered. Boom, boom, boom. Here goes my support. Some people walked away and said, nah, you know what? Nah, I need a little bit more. They got a little bit more. Some didn't. Developers been more than transparent than I would damn well say. I can't say who I've talked to, but I've never seen it. This is why I appreciate this person so much. And I've talked to a good number. I'm not gonna say a lot, but a good number of developers and publishers. I know when people try and blow smoke up my ass. And the Dead Drop Studios developer has been more than professional and transparent about the process, what's at stake, why they're doing what they're doing. And again, at the end of the day, that may not be enough to get you to like the product. But as far as something nefarious happening and people being bamboozled, no. It's just something you don't like. And like I said, if I was coming home late from work and I saw the little country shindig and I'm like, damn, I want to get down too, but I don't like country music. Oh well, and I gotta keep going home. That's it. I know Saints Row ain't the best game, but I gotta get it just to support. The AAAs will stop if they don't. And that's my thing about Saints Row. I use that as an example. Everybody told you to hate Saints Row. Jimmy Buttafuoco and all them told you that Saints Row was trash. Skill up. Yeah, this was by far the worst game. And everybody's loving it. It's number one in the UK charts. Everybody's enjoying it because they didn't overshoot the moon on it. They still ain't coming down from their Elden Ring high and expected this to have a story like Elden Ring. Like your car, when you got into it, would turn into a mystical horse. Please stop this loopy thought process that y'all go through, please. For God's sake. They didn't overshoot the moon on it. They're enjoying the game for what it is until something bigger comes out. That's basically what it is. And I'm enjoying it too. What's funny is some people who are talking like this about Outbreak are the same ones, or some of the other ones that did the same to Stadia. That is true. That is true. I ain't even gonna touch that one. See, we're gonna keep it classy. See, John trying to get me in trouble. Sean trying to give me a case of old Milwaukee. Like, look, stop, John. I appreciate that, bud. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, I don't know and I don't care about the reviews, but yeah, you're right. The game is awesome, to be honest. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yep. That's the way that it is. Just respect people and their choices. That's it. Don't make it seem like people are getting bamboozled because something that you don't support is seeing support. It's just something that you don't support is seeing support. Like I tell you guys all the time, games like Elden Ring are not for me. They're not for me, and I'm not buying it. But and I don't need a review. I don't need reviewers to tell me. I have personal experiences. I remember, was it my wife or one of my kids? They went to go see a doctor, and the doctor was talking about how he don't play video games, but he's going to play this Elden Ring, and was trying to ask one of my kids if they knew about it or something. And then my sister called me up. My sister don't play video games. She laughs at me all the time. We had the funniest conversation, jerk, jackass, all that stuff, right? So she called me up. What's up, jerk? I'm like, what's up, jackass? What do you want? So Elden Ring, I'm trying to get past this. I said, you're talking, you're talking alien speech to me. I don't play that damn game. What the hell's wrong with you? The only effing thing that I play and you don't play it, you nerd, and hung up on me. So I don't crap on its success, even though I don't like it. And it has nothing to do with a review score. I think the modern day review system is lousy. It holds no weight. So if you're trying to have an argument with or debate with me and you're using review scores, you're not getting any headway. Because review scores are something subjective. And when you're using something subjective for proof, I think that's only in the ish talking contest. Yeah, Nintendo sucks, PlayStation sucks. Yeah, nobody, your reviews, the Xbox only makes 60 rated games. If you're just smack talking, yeah, bring up reviews. But whether someone's efforts should be credited, I think making multiple games for multiple platforms, seeing success with each iteration, I think that grants you with a wealth of development experience. And then you're doing it by yourself for the most part. Yeah. Development experience. All somebody got to do. Now, here's another thing too. Another problem that was brought up was, it was saying that all these grand things were coming. Look, nobody said, or nobody in their right mind. This is where the arrogant approach, not people, but approach, really starts to fizzle itself out. Of course, if I produce something, I'm going to say it's great, it's fantastic, it's exciting. Everybody does that. Boom, pow. Nobody says, you know what? Yeah, you might enjoy my game. You might only fall asleep within 3 minutes of it. No, nobody does that. There's pictures of the game. There's video of the game. People can look at the video, the pictures, the gameplay, cross-reference it to different things, and put weight to the words that are being said. It's not like the words put you in a trance. Oh, they said this was great. And again, that's subjective. What's great to you may not be great to me, and vice versa. So as somebody that's been doing this for a Fortune 500 company for almost 2.5 decades, over 2.5 decades, I think my 25th anniversary might be this year. Nobody, no product placement rule says, yeah, talk underwhelmingly about your product. Boom, bam, bit the bop. Especially if it's for a target demo. Spain Hard Stadia player, that's what's up. He says, I want Baldur's Gate 3 too, but I hate turn-based. That's why I don't buy it. Saints Row fighting mechanics is nuts. Come to Jesus moment. Yeah, N7 kinda, man. Kinda. I get people's apprehensions. We're not a monolith. We're not conveyor belt. We weren't built on a conveyor belt. People are going to feel different, but we got to respect that difference. When we use words like shovelware ain't good, that's subjective talk. And if something that you don't like is getting the groundswell, oh well. Go find something that you do like and help that get a groundswell. We're so quick to down something else instead of bringing something to the table ourselves. Can someone explain to me why is MTK preaching again? What happened now? Because I came late. I guess another tweet that the fan already know. No, what it was, Chris, is I'm not going to name any names, and it's nothing bad. Like it's something that really grinds my gears, and it's nothing bad against a person. It's just that I hope this is a reflective piece where I think it's time that we stop trying to rubber stamp and force our will on other gamers. Just because you think something is of no value, you may find a whole bunch of like-minded people that may feel the same way. For the people that do like it, that do want to support it, let them like it and let them support it. But when you haven't talked to, when you're sitting there trying to call this developer who I've talked to, who I know, when you're trying to make it seem like they're doing something nefarious, you know, there's conning people and people aren't part of the, people aren't hep to the con game, just because you feel a certain way, those are arrogant acts within the community. Again, I'm not saying that people are arrogant, but those are arrogant acts within the community that I think need to diminish and go away. It's of the muckiest part of the Stadia community. I'm not of the Stadia community. I'm sorry, of the gaming community. It's not just a Stadia thing. The gaming community is guilty of this, and I've given several examples. Yeah, I don't see a problem with funding a Kickstarter for any game. Everything else, what's the big deal? Exactly. People like what they, you know, if you feel like people may not be aware of something that they, you know, you feel like it'll be important in their decision-making process, fine. Put it out there. But nothing that was presented in the things I'm addressing that started today wasn't already addressed. You may have not liked the answers, and there may be other people that feel the same way too. Guess what? Your questions weren't answered. You and the like-minded people don't support the effort. That's it. Gamers aren't dumb. They're not in a trance. You know what I mean? We need to stop that. Yo. He said, what's going on? What's up, cowboy? Everything on the Kickstarter is a risk. If you like it, you do. If you're not, if not, keep your money. Exactly. Come on. That's it. That's what it boils down to. Without going into my yelling, spitting over the pop filter diatribes, that's basically what I'm saying. I'm just amazed at the efforts that people will go to try to force someone else to feel their passion. It's a young guy thing. I used to do it too. I get it. People aren't going to feel your passion. Like, my thing with Stadia was never, oh, y'all got to like it. Like, I never went to Z in my broadband. Yo, you got to like, it's like, no, this has importance to people. And there's legitimate reasons why it is important to those people. So let them be. It's the same like John alluded to earlier. It's the same thing with Stadia. Why do you even like that? That's stupid. It's not popular. Oh, look at these ratings. Look at all these reviews. Business Insider can't be wrong. They're closing down. We've dealt with this before, just at a larger scale. This is just a smaller scale of that. I don't care what anybody says that I don't know, that I don't game with. I'm going with the people that I know. I'm going with my own experience, my own fingers and eyes, what they tell me. Thank you. Thank you, Ron. That's it. This is what I do now. What's up? Stadia Rev is in the house. Yeah. So that's it. Again, I want to close out so there's no mysteries. I know I went on, like I told you, I said I just went with the spirit, the way the spirit moved me. I just went that way. I don't, under no circumstances, am I saying that who I was engaging with, I don't think they're a bad person at all. I think they were just passionate on something that I feel is wrong. And if I'm going to use MM2K-isms, I just think they dead ass wrong on it. That's all. But I feel that they legitimately are passionate about it. They mean it. They don't mean to do anything nefarious. Just think that they're wrong. And also, but they have their right to voice their opinion, their own personal opinion, I feel. And raise awareness to where they feel like they need to raise awareness. Because like I said, this person has done more for the Stadia community than I have. I just, again, feel like on this subject matter, they're dead ass wrong. I have no ill wills against them. I may have called out some things that, you know what I'm saying, that may have ruffled some feathers a little bit the way I presented it, but you know, that's how I do. And I wouldn't expect it no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was cute. I'm not even mad at the news shots, the shot at the news. I know where homie was going with that, you know, and it's all gravy. But, yeah, man, my message to the community, I feel some type of way when I feel like the community is being pushed to a situation where they're forced to go against their judgment and what they like. Like, we got, you know, I think that's one of the ugly underbellies of the gaming community that needs to go away. All right. With that said, we got a few more moments. Let's talk about the big news today. You know how we do. Let me show you something. All right. There's a couple of things that happened today, but let's first talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Phantom Liberty coming to Stadia in 2023. Free update now available. This is a couple days ago we discussed what's next for Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red has revealed that the name and the trailer for the game's upcoming expansion, as well as more details on Edge Runner's update for the game. Closing this Nightwire City was a special official reveal of the upcoming expansion. So there's an expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. Let me cut off the music real quick so we can play it and I'm gonna get your thoughts on it. And it's coming in scheduled for 2023. So I'm gonna play this teaser. We're gonna talk about it on the back end. And then we're gonna talk about some interesting things in regards to this teaser. So hold on, let me do this. It's only a minute long. What the hell is that? All right. And let me play the desktop. Okay, and let's go.
Repeat after me. I, V, do solemnly swear.
I, V, do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
That I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
On behalf of all Americans, I thank you for your service.
You know, taking that oath. Bad idea.
Okay, I'm pausing it there specifically because I want you guys to look at something. What do you notice here for this? Is the music playing? Oh, yeah. What do y'all notice here for this expansion? That this expansion is only for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, PC, and Stadia. So when people ask, so again, for those that didn't catch on to that, there's no PlayStation 4, no Xbox One. So when people ask, Is it next gen? This is the cloud. I think next gen is not a good descriptive to be in our vocabulary. I think our response should be, nah, it's new gen. What's new gen? New gen means the borders have been flattened. And so it is whatever the developers are going to put into it. It can perform with the previous gen. It can perform with the next gen or whatever, however you look at it, however you want to phrase it. Can perform with the PlayStation 5s or whatever. It all depends on what the developers put into it. It's new gen. And guess what? When I signed up for Stadia, once I signed up for Stadia, the reason why I say it's new gen is because I have every iteration of Stadia that will ever exist. The borders have been erased. For free $99, I'm gonna get an experience at a base level. I'm not gonna say that it's a 1v1 match. I'm gonna get an experience at a base level that's gonna be equivalent to 4 $500 consoles at a base level. That's new gen. You know what I mean? So shout out Rev says, damn, I haven't even finished the new game. So yeah, me neither, bro. Me neither. Speaking of that, if somebody could do me a favor, this is where I gotta, ask for help. If somebody can do me a favor, I'm having this problem with it's something with my TV. But ever since I got Cyberpunk 27, ever since I got this LG C1, for some reason Cyberpunk doesn't look good on there. And all my other games are fine. It's just Cyberpunk. So if you guys if somebody could give me their optimal Cyberpunk settings, if y'all can let me know what they are, hit your boy up on Twitter, let me know what your graphic settings are, or whatever the case may be. I really appreciate it. But something's going on where my settings are I want your Cyberpunk in-game settings. Let me know some of the best Cyberpunk in-game settings. But with that said, yeah, man, this is serious stuff. And to see a new campaign like this, it's like Cyberpunk meets BioShock. What do y'all think about this? The Stadia, aka new gen. Oh, nice. Well, we deal with server blades, others are PC hardware. Big difference. Yep, that's why I like the platform. What do y'all think about this new revelation with getting this? In the next in the previous gen platforms aren't getting them. So when people say, Stadia got to step its game up. Oh, we've heard from Red Dawn, the developers that helped port Division 2 over. We're hearing from Evan and his passionate plea. If you haven't heard it, definitely go check out Four Scars Gaming. The passionate plea from the developer. Go check that out. I would play some of it if we would have had the time. That's what I originally planned to do before I addressed that other thing for a whole hour and a half. But, yeah, definitely keep in mind that we've talked to Mantis Games. They said this thing is powerful. They said it's just a matter of, as far as future iterations or even the current iteration, a developer just sitting down and doing what they need to do to get what they can out of the experience. It's all up to the developer. So, I mean, and that's what we're hopeful to, where if the developer isn't going to do a lot, which is understandable, it's only a 1% business, but if the developer is not going to do a lot, we could at least get something from the low change porting that'll put it at good standard settings. And with that said, I wonder if Saints Row was done through the low change porting. If so, I think that's a good sign. I know people are like, oh, that performance mode isn't the best, but if Deep Silver were able to just with a blip 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 get that game on the platform, that's a good sign, because it's only going to get better and get it at that state. I mean, that's a long way from what we got right from World War Z, where we didn't even get 4K, right? So Ninja Guy X says Ubisoft, CD Projekt Red, and Bungie has their full stated support. Yep. Great. All right. So with that said, I think the final topic for today is, let me see. Do we have it on the website? Probably not, because I haven't seen anything for it. But I'm going to do this. Let me see here. I got to make sure I don't get myself in trouble here. I got to make sure I don't get myself in trouble here. All right. Oh, Jesus. This is a hard one. This is a hard one to talk about, but I want to so bad, but I can't. Because I've been given information that I've been sworn to secrecy on. So I got to dance around the subject matter and only talk about what's been printed. Like I tell you, I'm not one of those people, those creators are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to expose this one. No, let the companies, unless it's like something major, like where people are going to melt, the skin is going to melt off their bones, let the companies present their own news. We'll just follow up on it, help it spread, give our perspective. But it says multiple game. Hold on, I don't think, is this the right one? Multiple games in the Division. Oh, this is a new report. It says multiple games in the Division franchise confirmed for Ubisoft Forward. It says Ubisoft has confirmed that there will be 2 more titles. Jesus Christ. Heartland. Oh, Resurgence. Okay, Resurgence is the mobile game. So, Heartland, here. This is a Division Battle Royale title, talking about Heartlands, a free experience that focuses on competitive PvP microtransactions. That's not an accurate depiction of it. I'll just say that. It's being compared to Return to Tarkov, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you may have not heard of. It's a very serious PC game. But it's drawing a lot of attention, and it's very popular on PC. Battle for Tarkov, and I think I think that may be an accurate depiction. We'll see. But sources are saying that this is a different type of experience, even though it has the Division 2 cloak. People are saying that once you get it in your hands, your Division 2 experience may or may not do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm hearing, people that have gotten their hands on it have enjoyed it. So these are very interesting developments indeed. And the most interesting part of this is that Division 2 Heartlands was said to be coming soon. So hopefully we'll get a date. I'm assuming that what's happening is they're going to release a date for Heartlands. It's going to come soon. And then X Defiant may not come until next year. So it sounds like what's going to happen is that the holiday games for Ubisoft are going to be Skull and Bones and Heartlands, and then X Defiant is going to come next year. And that's cool. I would have liked to see X Defiant this year, but I think that would have just been too much. I mean, I would have never done another podcast again. Well, yeah, I think that's a little too much. Shout out to Chris Torres. He says, I can't wait for the Ubisoft 4. Me neither. Unfortunately, I won't be able to cover it. I can't even cover it for the members because Ubisoft is a bear trap for copyrights. And the last time that I decided to cover an Ubisoft event, it got my channel banned for 3 months. Yeah, I got the MM2K channel banned for 3 months. All I did was just react to the live stream. There was a bunch of us that were getting banned. I wasn't that big at the time. I think I only had 500-600 followers. So they took forever in unbanning my platform. But I went to Twitch and I discovered Twitch. And I'm gonna tell you, as a content creator, if you go to Twitch, you're going to find out that's a very lucrative venture over there. It's different. And it requires you to dedicate more straight time, like streaming. But if you do that, if you put at least, I want to say, anywhere between 3 to 4 hours into it a day, 4 to 5 times a week, it'll benefit you. And I discovered Twitch, and I was more successful in Twitch than I was at YouTube. So it's like a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? And that's why we got the StadiaDosage Plus platform over there, because we had an operation rolling over at MM2K videos, and that all got shut down, and it kind of was disheartening. But the Twitch people made it all worth the while. You know what I mean? So shout out to over there. I know there's a lot of bad things being said about Twitch, and I get it. But I also do think that, there's some underlying things with YouTube that have to get better. And these things with Ubisoft Plus events that people are just reacting to, that are getting people banned for 3 months, it's ridiculous. I get it. You do something egregious online or whatever, that's different. But just because you're reacting to a live stream, I don't think that should happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I would love to cover an Ubisoft Forward. I just don't know if we're going to be able to here. We might just do a reaction video, not a reaction video, but a summary video. We'll see. I'm good with Heartlands this year. I still play Division 2 to this day. I can imagine Heartland. Yeah, I'm going to say this. To the best that I can say from the reports that I've heard, that you can play, your experience in Heartlands is not going to cannibalize your overall Division 2 experience. From what I'm hearing, Heartlands is that unique, that different. Now, again, as far as people liking it, that'll be a whole different story. But it's that unique to where it's not going to cannibalize your main Division 2 experience. Now, there are some other, which I won't get into, there are some other elements of Division 2 that are not as played that it might cannibalize. But your main Division 2 experience, no. So I can imagine, you doing several hours of Heartlands per the reports, just putting that down and just getting to some regular mainstay Division 2 business. You know what I mean? So Soon Alive says Heartland is going to be dope. What's up, everyone? May get the game this month. Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope. Soon, well, hopefully, definitely this year. Yeah, I hope it's MM2K Hot Tub. No, I don't want to scare y'all off. I've been slacking, man. Well, no, it wasn't me. I didn't get my exercise in the last 3 days. I did today. And I'm at that age to where I got to keep it going. If I don't keep it going, man, things just start expanding out of nowhere. Like, what the hell? So, yeah. Nah, I can't scare y'all with the hot tub. Y'all gotta give me a couple weeks. Tighten this up. I don't want to scare nobody with the hot tub shots right now. He says, oh, hot tub streams are out of control. Laugh out loud. I think we're definitely getting this year. I hope so. I hope so. That would be so dope. That would make my holiday. I mean, that would make my holiday to know that game is coming out. That holiday. And it's very well likely y'all will not hear from MM2K for a while. Don't worry, we got some great programming. We got Squids. We got CGR. That was a great episode of CGR this past weekend, man. And now they're moving to weekly. That's dope. We got some other people that are going to contribute to some other things as well. We're still in talks. It's like to fill up the schedule. So, you know, you if you want to see MM2K when that Division Heartland drops, you might have to come over to the streaming channels, man. You know what I'm saying? But okay, y'all. I think that's officially it. We're at the 2-hour mark. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for hearing me babble. And again, I just want to reiterate that even though I seriously push back on the motif that is being brought in regards to Outbreak, it's not to label anybody a certain way. I talked about the actions. I associated certain labels to the actions, but we all sometimes get so passionate in something that maybe we go a little bit overboard. Like I had a real great conversation with another content creator because I had to apologize to them for something. Real great conversation. They know who they are. I really had to apologize to them for something. It was long overdue. And, you know, it just required me to just be fully transparent and be honest and say, I effed up. I messed up. I hope you can forgive me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't say that, and I didn't say all the stuff that I said earlier to make it seem like I'm better. You know what I mean? That I'm void of mistakes. No, I make them. And sometimes we let our passion, and that's the same thing that happened to me. I let my passion get the best of me, and I end up doing and saying some stuff that I had no business doing or saying. But you know, I just had to go to the person like, look, man, in so many words, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I had no business doing that. I'm sorry. And I meant it. I meant every single word of it. So again, we make mistakes. And sometimes we end up slighting people inadvertently, you know, when we don't mean to. But yeah, that's where I get involved, man. That's where I get involved. Nobody, I know the developer. I talk to people. Nothing nefarious is happening from the developer side, and no, from the consumer side, nobody is stupid enough for being duped. It just, the world doesn't work the way that some of us want to think when we protest some of these things. Nobody's sitting in their tidy whities next to grandma, you know, splitting one piece of bologna and cat food with her and taking the last little bit of her $62 pill money to go invest in this nefarious act that is called outbreak. No, that's not happening. It just don't happen. Regardless if you using that fictitious montage to rev you up and get you geared up to activate versus something. No, it's, you know. And I blame Young Ye and Dreamcast Boy. That's where I leave it. All right, with that said, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are the best. He says, Cowboy says, you never apologize for hijacking my show and stealing my cowboy hat. Whoosh. No, you know what? I'm not even, no. You're out of my target, Cowboy. I'm coming after Doc. I want to know how Doc hook up with you before he come talk to your boy. Tell Doc. So that's my fault, because I ain't reached out to Doc. Doc's reached out to me. So I'm a horrible friend. Doc's reached out to me. What's going on, bro? And I've reached back, you know what I'm saying? And me and Doc were supposed to be working on something. But I had to push that to the side because, so you know how scatterbrained I am, Cowboy. But when you talk to Doc, let Doc know he got something coming, bro. I don't appreciate that. Y'all hanging in Virginia Beach and all that stuff and having fun and having drinks. No MM2K in sight. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? No. But shout out to the homie Doc Dark. Takes a real man. Yeah, look, man, I can only try. I can only try. I really don't. Look, my MO is protect those that may have problems protecting themselves. And, try to find ways to make people happy, man. That's me. That's if you were to cut me open, that's it. You see one box that says protect those that can't protect themselves, and the other box would say, ensure people are happy. That's what makes me tick. That's the motivating force behind what I do. And when I feel a threat to any of those, here I come. Here I come. Sometimes I come foolishly. I've tried to learn from my mistakes and cater my approach more. And sometimes I leave it short because that's what's needed. Like I remember having a conversation with somebody and they were like, "Oh man, why'd you come so sharp?" Because that was what was needed. And I don't apologize for it. I hope I don't have to do it again, but if I do, goddamn it, I do. You know what I'm saying? But there are times to where, even I, and I don't mean that like even I am, but no, even I could fall short of the goals I'm trying to accomplish when it comes to that. So, yeah. All right. With that said, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Y'all are the best as always. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.